halls with boughs of holly. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Don we now our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol. Fa la 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 la.
There you go. I'm now unmuted. Welcome everybody to, I said a special stream, but I didn't mean it, because this is basically a typical Tuesday stream with a slight difference, because we have a special guest, my friend, introducing. There's like people rolling in now, slowly. How's it going, TJ? How's it going, Chris? Hello, everybody. Gigi as well. Welcome, Jen. How's it going?
Heyo! How's everybody doing? Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to some of y'all.
What's going on? I love your tree. Nice.
Thanks. You know what? We've had this thing for forever. Somebody at the church gave it to me, and it's one of these old trees that you have to like put each individual branch in. And my husband was like, "Can we just get one that you could just like, you don't have to do that?" And I was like, yeah. So we did that. And then I was like, but I don't want to get rid of that one. And it's like, great, now we've got two. Yep. Yeah, we do.
Oh, look, entertain the crowd for 10 seconds. I'll go get my tree. Hang on a second. This is our tree. Ready?
Please tell me he comes back with a Charlie Brown tree. TJ, what's up? Jenny K says, hi, Mike and Jen. It's good to see you,
this
Jenny.
This is our tree. This is it. So it's not great, is it, really? But we've had it for ages, and it's not exactly the best. There's no pictures on Instagram, but there it is. Now I'm like you.
I love the fact that you just like are able to pick it up and walk around with it. That's incredible.
Yeah, it comes in two pieces, and if you kind of grab it by the middle, it all just holds together just fine. But Nina, the tea fairy, did get me this. Nice. It's an actual plant.
Oh, look at that.
No,
a live tree.
Before our relationship does.
Is that your love fern?
Yeah, basically. That's like such a fun thing to give someone as a gift of something alive. And go, here, you look after this. It was a bit like,
here's a puppy. Merry Christmas.
Here, Wendy, here's a couple of kittens. These must not die. No pressure. Have fun.
Zebra was asking what time it is where I am. It is 12:30 my time, 12:33.
Nice. I wish it was 12:30 as well. It's like 7:30. I had to think about it, even though it's the time every single week I'm here at 7:30. So who would know? Autism love language equals give somebody a tree. Mwah. Chef's kiss, Jonathan.
Yeah. I recently received a orchid from the last guest that I had on, which was really sweet because I always thought that they were very finicky plants, and apparently they're not as finicky as I thought they were. They are relatively easy to take care of, but I thought I killed it because all the flowers fell off, and I was like, damn it, I can't keep anything alive. But then they came back a couple of weeks later, so that gave me a confidence boost.
Is that what happens to orchids? They die away and come back? Because they just turn into an ugly stick and then they go in the bin, right? Or the compost or whatever.
I almost threw it away, but I had faith, man. I had hope and dreams for this ugly stick.
Strength of the heart. Sorry. There's some Trekkies here.
Yeah, I have a question, Mike. It made me pair with my channel, and then it alerted me that mine is going live too. So are we literally doing this on...
I'm a guest on Jen's channel as well. Hello, everyone on Jen's channel. I'm so sorry. I should have paid. I didn't realize this was like you were doing that. So hello, everyone on Neurodivergence. My name is Mike. Nice to meet you. I recognize everyone in the comments, though. So
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think there's anybody in my comment section that doesn't know who you are. But I just thought that was weird. I wasn't prepared for that. There was no way for me to bypass that. So hello, everybody on both of our channels. If you don't know Mike, let me know. We'll give him a proper introduction on his own stream.
Jen. Yeah, exactly. Well, this is Jen. Jen makes some fabulous content. What was the first thing I saw of yours, Jen? Bit of mutual appreciation going on. I don't know I can't remember the first thing, but I remember watching about, 20 million times your your parody of the Exorcist. I see autistic people.
Sixth Sense.
Yeah, Sixth Sense. That was it.
Yeah.
That was pretty
fun times.
I have an AI Christmas tree on my laptop, says Alan. Well, Alan, it's much more environmentally friendly than this one behind me here, this plastic thing. Still got a bit of bird's nest in there. See? From a sparrow. That's what happens if you leave them in a garage, right? The birds nesting.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they weren't actively nesting in it when I took the tree down.
Oh, you're serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Are you being serious? There was really birds that were nesting in that tree?
No. But the best birds that were formerly nesting in the tree. They must have been surprised, to go into a garage and then find a tree inside to nest in. Must have really messed with their heads. Yeah, it fell from the rafters.
So really, you had live birds that decided to nest in your Christmas tree while it was in storage in your garage.
Correct. A plastic Christmas tree.
Those birds were so confused.
No way. So the chat then is going to be split between Jen's channel and my channel.
Oh yeah, okay. So I'm seeing over here in the comments.
The chat, and then
it's paired. Some of them are showing that they're paired, so that they're on. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I think I need to open up YouTube and go to your channel. Right, there might be feedback in a second, but we'll see. Strange things have happened. Oh yeah, you're live.
Here we are.
Oh, that's so funny. Hang on. Right. I need to mute the tab because otherwise everybody's not going to like me very much. All right, cool. I have Jen's chat open. Oh, no.
Yeah, there was literally no way for me to bypass that. It was like, you're streaming on yours also? Okay.
Yeah. Just say no. Just say no. Hello, Aspie Punk Heather. How are you doing? Sienna, hello. I recognize your name. Concrete Jungle, recognize your name as well. Gemma's Journey Grace, hey, nice to see you as well. We are in the multiverse. We are in the multiverse.
The autism multiverse.
I just started watching Fallout, but we'll stay here for a while. Well, Fallout can wait. That's the thing, Otter. This is live. Sorry. This is Jasper, by the way. I don't know if you've been introduced. This is Jasper.
Your intro was awesome.
Oh, you like that?
Mike? That was pretty sick.
Yes.
How long did it take you to put that together?
About 20 minutes or so. 20 minutes, half an hour. Yeah, but my editor kept crashing. So I, had to keep redoing it over and over and over and over again, which is why it's kind of a bit janky. But I thought it'd be fun. I was tempted to put it up as a short, but you know what YouTube comments can be like, Jen. And I imagine I'd probably be reported for animal cruelty or something if I put it up as an actual video. People would be like, go knock down his door. He's horrible. I had some interesting emails, and I don't think they were actually trolling, but it was from my Hydra Rising music video where the kittens were headbanging. But that's just a little editing thing where I just played them nodding a couple of times over and over again, sped it up. Some people thought, no, you can really hurt a cat if you make them headbang to 80s hair metal.
I'm an expert in disclaimers.
I saw your video.
You should have just put a disclaimer
at the end
of that.
I watched your video.
No animals were harmed.
I thought your video was made for me. It's like the contracts and stuff. I thought it was really, really funny. Yeah, so this is Tosca. Don't think you've been met properly. This is Tosca. Say hello. Hello. Hi. And yeah, I don't bother with the with the disclaimers so much, but yeah, if you get like a really interesting troll, you can always ask them to kind of like rewatch your video and give you the timestamp of where they were upset with you, just so you can farm them again. Yeah, he had sense. It's not much, but it's something.
It's not much, but it's an honest
It's
day's
not much,
work.
but it's barely that, to be honest. It's like, damn it, I could be working in McDonald's right now. Yeah, I have bits of bird's nest all over me.
Merry Christmas, Amanda. Amanda said she likes my tree. I appreciate it.
It's so beautiful
Thank
and really,
you.
really tastefully decorated as well.
Coriel.
I love the blue and the teal
Yes.
and the green. That's my vibe right there.
The tree downstairs is.
You have a tree
much
downstairs as
nicer.
well. What's going on?
Yeah.
This is the collection here. This is the Christmas tree edge. This is what you get. That's this.
Yeah, so see, you don't have a whole lot going on. I realize that I get very stressed out decorating for any holiday. It's overwhelming for me. Does anybody else feel that way when you feel like you gotta put up all the decorations? I don't know. It stresses me out.
This is all of the decorations. You're welcome.
You lucky bastard.
It's not that. It's like, just can't face it. Just like, yeah, well, that's a task that isn't going to get done properly. Toadette likes my ears. Thank you very much, Toadette. I don't usually get compliments over my ears. You must be buffering.
You know, I almost matched you, Mike, not intentionally, but
I reckon she pulled.
These are the headphones.
Yeah,
I usually
but I haven't
wear.
seen them with the ears on, or maybe I just haven't noticed. Is it blendy?
No.
Oh, they're cool.
But I decided to wear my little Bluetooth instead, so they weren't as distracting.
Okay, Anina's just passed me this. We also have this, which I think had tea in it at one point. It did have tea in it. It's a gold tea light up house from Marks and Spencer's, a shop in. There you go. These are the Christmas tree decorations. This is what we have. Well, we do actually have more Christmas decorations, but we just haven't really got into the vibe of Christmas this year. Maybe that's why I made my video of like 10 ways to kind of basically excuse yourself from events, because it's just like not feeling it right now.
Know,
apologies to anyone that is. We do have a very small Christmas hat, but
oh no,
but
you
I have
could
to
be
put it really close
me.
to you to the camera, like a camera trick, so it goes like this. Yeah,
just hold it there the entire time.
It's for the cats.
Pardola says, yes, Jen, the decorating has caused shutdowns for me before. Now my daughter takes charge. She loves doing it. Who are these crazy people that love decorating? No, I do sometimes. Just lately it seems to stress me out.
Literally Christmas trees, getting your hands in there. Like, it doesn't bother me as much as microfiber does. Like, I feel like that actually sticks to my skin and peels the outer layers of my skin off. Sorry, everybody. You want to leave? I'm going to give a description of microfiber cloths. But the trees themselves are not that great either. They're not very nice to touch, really. This one's all right. Not that one. No offense to the tree. Very lovely. That's why I brought you in.
Yeah, you hurt his feelings now.
I feel bad. Damn it. He's not supposed to have any empathy, Jen. Don't spoil the fun.
What are you doing? What are you and Nina doing with the rest of your day?
This is basically it for us, because we're on the other bit of the planet. You guys have got more day than we have left. We went out for a lovely Christmas dinner with my parents, which was nice. But other than that, we haven't done a huge amount today. How about you? How's Ethan?
The best kind of day. I'm thinking about making some cookies.
Yes.
You know, just
do it.
Do what everybody else does. Make some Christmas
what kind
cookies.
Of Christmas cookies?
Just like the regular sugar cookies, but I usually go. I've learned to decorate and perfect that craft. It took me quite a while, but my girlfriend gave me this recipe and she swore me to secrecy. She told me that she would break up with me as my BFF if I ever gave it to anybody.
You wouldn't mention it on the internet to another friend who just happens to have some other people watching. But if you close your eyes, you can't see them.
No.
If you close your eyes, they go away, Jen.
You know what? Whoa, it worked.
It's good, isn't
Holy
it?
crap, where'd everybody go? It's crazy. Why do people? I love that screen name. I made Christmas tiramisu because it's my favorite
Tiramisu's
dessert.
nice.
I love a
I am going to be
tiramisu
doing some mince
too.
pies tomorrow. Maybe on stream. Maybe I'll do it on stream, but I have to have the mince pies. The shop bought mince pies are not the same over here.
Okay, this American needs some education.
Oh,
What is a
really?
mince pie? I've heard of it, but I don't know what it
How do you
is. What
describe
does
it?
it consist
So for
of?
some reason it's called mince or mincemeat, and it's not meat at all. It's basically like sultanas and raisins and maybe some other like bits like orange peel in there as well, and alcohol usually. The flavor it kind of bakes off. And then you kind of bake it in pastry. That makes it sound really bad, but actually it's really nice. And then dust it with icing sugar. Someone else, have a go. Please explain mince pie. To Jen, I didn't know. Like when I was a kid, like we'd eat like really big ones, like
Pale.
giant mince pies, like as in like cow pie size. But now we have like little ones. The original mince pies were actually mince, Mike. I had no idea, but it kind of makes sense. Now you say it out loud.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Back up a second. Did you just compare the size of a food to a cow pie? Is that how we're measuring food sizes?
Basically, I'm trying to put on my very best Americanisms, but I'm not doing a very good job.
That's very, very appetizing. Hi, Leela. Hi, Scott.
The chat across both channels is far more descriptive. Concrete Jungle says sweet spiced fruit mix in a pie casing. Yes, it is like that. I'm sorry, people might have unsubscribed from you, Jen, for the microfiber comments that you shouldn't have let me make. Oh, hang on a second, you're the guest.
Am I the guest or are you the guest?
Well,
I don't know. This is
how does it work? If I said like shit or something, how many times? It's near the end, so be all right. Just don't do it at the beginning. It's okay. I shouldn't say rude words on Jen's channel.
So are the comments not crossing
no, I've got
over
like
from what I'm
your chat over
here?
here, and I've got my chat over here. And I'm like going like this. And I'm having a read of both like tabs open.
Oh my gosh.
In Tudor times, says Alan, they were made of minced meat mixed with spices. Yeah. Mince pies are great. Helen, mince pies are dried fruit, soaked in alcohol and cooked with fruit pieces and spices and put into pastry cases. Yes.
They did better job. Okay, I've pulled up my chat now too, so I apologize to everybody for ignoring you on my chat. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I did. We weren't supposed to be going live on Jen's channel, so bless you if you're there. Stay for any adverts that might play. It's really, really handy to know. They really do. They do help. They do cover the electricity. So they had a lot of spices to stop the mincemeat going off. Oh, so it's rotten meat, Jenny? Is that what you're saying?
What is rotten meat?
Mince pie, the Christmas pie.
Well, that's what it sounded like to me.
If you don't eat a cat or a dog, don't eat a pig or a cow. That's
what I would have thought.
Cute cats of Istanbul. But yeah, well, rotten or not, I'm a vegan, so it's just got fruit in it and alcohol, but not really much alcohol because the alcohol is like boiled off. It's just like flavoring, and it goes into a cased pie. Wait, is Jen's live for subs only? No. Jen's live, like here. Let me put it in the chat. It was made to stop it going off. There you go. There's the link to Jen's stream. I'm so sorry, Jen.
I love it. This is good stuff.
And you should change the description as well, because the description needs changing on your channel. You need to change the description of the video.
What do I?
Okay, right. So where was I? Oh yeah, that's right.
Rotten meat.
Yeah, rotten meat. That was it. It's perfect conversation for Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Rotten meat. Sorry.
Earlier, I saw TJ said that he made some kind of an abomination of
TJ made amazing Christmas cookies.
And now I really...
Yeah, TJ's lying. He showed us the pictures of the cookies he made, and they're all amazing. Yeah.
Really? So TJ, quit lying.
TJ's amazing. Sorry, but I'm going to switch over there. It's Amanda. Okay. See you there. Bye. It's like the Twilight Zone. So like you'd leave like one house and then like walk into the I don't know why you would, but just imagine you did, and it's like exactly the same room. Like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. How did this happen?
Fine, Amanda.
You're gonna see something totally different on my channel. It's gonna be a completely different conversation over there.
It's probably like a second delayed or something. Amanda, I don't like the real trees. They poke me too much. Yeah. Why do we bring trees in, by the way? What's the deal about trees?
Oh, this is a good question. I bet Google has an answer for that.
We've got like 50 people run like going
right. But you know, I always love asking questions in my live streams, and then it's just like literally we're serving an entire community of autistic people, and it's just like they are Google. Our chat is Google. I don't need Google. I've got our
Google's
autistic
trained on
chat.
our chat. That's what it is. Because honestly, like between everyone, like the sheer sort of knowledge base is kind of off the charts. I'm not going to lie. Like PJ said.
All right, let's see here. It says the tradition of decorating Christmas trees stems from the ancient pagan practices where evergreen trees symbolized eternal life and was later adopted by Christians in Germany, where the practice of bringing decorated trees into homes during the Christmas season first became popular. The evergreen nature of the tree represents the everlasting life of Jesus Christ, while the decorations often reflect the story of his birth, and the star on top represents the Star of Bethlehem. So there you go, Christians. We went from paganism to Christianity.
Via trees.
Via trees.
Turkey, most Muslim country, we have more lights, trees, and decorations than most other countries. We do it for New Year's, though. Oh, nice. Hey, Dandori. Leslie T in your chat. Hi. Don't tell Mike I'm here.
Russell asked, are Festivus polls still a thing? Okay. Wasn't Festivus, that's not a real thing, right? That was just off of...
What's that sitcom called? Seinfeld. Yeah,
right?
Festival for the Rest of Us or something like that.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. He interrupts every single... Do you have interruptions when you record videos, by the way? Because this guy here, I think what it is he hears me talking, like, to myself, like, and then he interrupts every single time. Every single time. Oops.
Oh, yeah. I've got my dog. Gosh, you're making me jealous with all of your animals.
Do you want one?
I should go. I should have Ethan go get one of my chickens. No. Yeah. Here, hand it over. I'm in the other room that looks just like yours.
I can see his face on your channel. It's funny. Okay. Amanda Seacrest on your chat is saying, click the like button. So if you wouldn't mind. And so it's just...
Yes. Click the like button and then go back to Mike's and click his like button.
Can we do this with? Like, people?
That's a really good question.
Yeah. Right. Where are we at? Sorry.
We need to drag Quinn on
Quinn. Quinn has recently posted a picture of himself wearing some glasses that say. Quinn posted a picture of himself in a really lovely jumper or sweater, and a really lovely Christmas hat, one that fits his head like yours and mine does. You know, this sort of thing. And some glasses, Christmas glasses, really pretty ones, kind of like Elton John glasses, and it says "Ho ho ho." And Quinn's gone through quite a hard time this year, as well as, you know, the last sort of month or so, which is why he hasn't posted videos for the last few weeks. But I did comment, and I deleted it. I said, "Hey Quinn," I said, "You can be my hoe anytime," and then I deleted it. because I thought, actually, I don't know how, because we have a very literal audience. So,
yes. Yeah,
you know,
you gotta be careful with that. I did like I know you remember this because you were mad at me when I did my April
yes,
Fool's
yeah,
joke
you actually
video.
got me there, and I don't know what, you are actually a really good actress, like an act, like that was that was horrible, Jen. Like,
Yes. So for anybody that hasn't
horrible.
seen it, it's you would have to go to my website to see it. But basically, I acted like I was having some beef with some autistic creators in the community, like Mike and Orion and Claire. And I carried it on pretty seriously for a while until I was like, April Fools.
For
So, anyways, getting back to
quite a few
everybody being
minutes.
literal, I looked
I
at
walked.
this.
Yeah, I remember.
Do
So I
what?
picked up your video in here. I think, yeah, it was on my phone, and I picked up your video here, and I'm like, hey, oh, that's funny. You know, it's a Gen video, whatever. And no, you know, I wasn't trying to say like it's just like it's a Gen video. Standard. My expectations are like, this is Gen, and I'm like, something's not right. something's not right. Something's not right. Let me check the day. Yep. Pinch
But
myself.
I went and I looked at my stats after that in the YouTube studio, and it was like, you've lost like 10 subscribers. People were like, no, thank you. Please do not play with my emotions like that. I found the picture of Quinn.
That's it. Ho, ho, ho. See? Or in the camera right now, it says, oh, oh, oh. Like it's a confused Santa.
Oh, it's magic.
Where's Chimney? It's over there. You know, that sort of thing. That was properly, yeah, that properly spooked me. I started making a cup of tea, and I had enough time to actually make a cup of tea and sort of walk back with it. Then I sort of realized, okay, yeah. But you had me there. And when I suggested, so I did like 10 rules for, you know, surviving a neurotypical Christmas video. And rule 10 was basically get a dog. Because I said neurotypicals love dogs, and you can use it as an excuse. I've got to let it out for a wee. I've got to go walk the dog. I've got to like attend to the dog, right? And then I said, if anyone wants to borrow Maisie,
Yeah.
how many people have contacted me to ask, are you serious? I live, you know, 50 miles away. Can I please borrow Maisie? I've had 2 Instagram TMs and 2 emails, and I will get back to you if you're watching this and you sent me one of those. It was they're all so sweet. They're all so sweet. And yes, actually, I genuinely would lend Maisie out. She's solid, but it's like we take everything literally. So yeah, it's just so funny. It's so funny. I'm like, oh, I got a message. And it's like, oh, if you don't mind, I can walk her. You know, I have to get a train, but then oh.
Like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. It's Sisterhood of the Traveling Maisie.
It is now. Exact self-aware pants.
Although I've never seen that movie, so I don't know what it's about.
But Maisie's self-aware, so
now a bunch of people are wanting to sign up for the wait list.
The Maisie wait list. I can bring her to England and people compare her. How about that? You have to be in England, not America or Australia or any of these exotic countries. You have to be in the original one. You have to be in the level 1. Countries. You have to be in like level 1, like the starting area. You know what I mean? Like this is, yeah.
Yes, home base.
Hi, Sean. Your partner is in the other room. I don't know if you want to. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm not doing a very good job of keeping up with my comments, but thank you, everybody.
Sorry, I'm just I'm also reading your comments now. I'm just reading your comments. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I've got Sean. Sean's cool, and you have Amanda. So that's kind of cool, right? So we're kind of like
This is like team captains now. We're going to be like, I get Sean.
Yeah.
Okay, I want Amanda on my
Yeah,
stream. My team.
It's quite funny because there'll be like two devices. I can just imagine you
Yep.
guys like sitting over like a couple of Cokes and some fries, right? And then you've got like two phones, and like not talking to each other, but only communicating via the chat. It's just in my mind. I'm just picturing you kind of like leaning over like this, ignoring each other in perfect silence, just going, "Oh, this is cool. Oh yeah, this is cool. Yeah."
Is there any other way to communicate?
honest,
Are people actually talking face to
can I be
face these
frank?
days? That's weird.
Like the best thing, like Nina and I, we will communicate by text or messenger, you know. So like not always, but you know, be like, hey, tea. We just literally just send the letter tea. It's like, hey, do you want a cup of tea, whatever. And it kind of works really, really well. I'm like, why do people phone anymore? Drives me nuts. I sound like an asshole.
Do you find
not,
phone calls
general
are
vouch for me?
I'll vouch for him. He's a decent guy. I really struggle with phone calls very badly. I don't like them, but it depends on who I'm talking to. There are some people that I'm okay talking to on the phone, but most of the time it's like I'm stimming. It's real hard to deal with phone calls and
weirdly, actually, hang on a second. Like advice mic is coming. I need to put the advice hat on. Where is it? I've misplaced it. Oh no, it's here. I'll put these over my cat ears. Oh, hang on, I've got a bar humbug hat too. Sorry. Yeah, like, you know, bloody FaceTime calls are so weird. And I finally found out the other day, I was watching a YouTube video that explained why FaceTime and Zoom calls sometimes feel really, really icky. And it's because like people are in the camera like this. Like it's just hi. And it's just too close. Just to back off a little bit. And I think this, like, the way you are, Jen, here, like framed, and the way I'm framed as well, like this is more kind of like, I think, more natural. Like you're a little bit further away. Like you don't look like like you're in somebody's personal space.
You're not looking up my nose.
That too.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, that too. But I just dropped the stream down to 720p for that. Kind of like smooths the skin a little bit. It's much nicer.
Thanks. We need all the help we can get at this age. That's what I feel like. I don't mind the video calls as much for some reason because it feels more like natural interpersonal communication. But on just a regular phone call, you know, I'm doing that autistic thing where I'm interrupting and is it my turn to talk? Is it your turn to talk? Like, are we done now? Like, okay, goodbye.
Or I'll end up just being silent because I'm thinking about what they've said or something. Or okay, and I do find that more of a, I mean, it's not really so much tradition now because they don't call me, but like female friends will you know often want to talk about stuff, and it's like, okay, just text.
Just that's where I'm at, man. Whatever you need to say, it could be done via text.
Well,
thanks. What was that?
Mint. It's like a mint chocolate thing. Have you not got these? Have you got these?
Lovely.
You'll have there'll be a different name or something. Like After Eights US. Come on, there's like 120 people here. Someone's seen these before. It's like traditional 90s.
All right, people in my chat, make him feel less crazy and tell him that you've seen those before. I never have.
Like I'm not that good at, and I don't know if it's autism thing or guy thing or whatever, but I'm not that good at talking through stuff, make people feel heard. There's a sketch on YouTube called "It's All About the Nail," and it's of a couple, and one of them actually has a nail in their head, and they're complaining about like headaches and things are really bad, and the other person is saying, and I'm not gendering it because it isn't a gendered thing. It's just two people, A, B, and one of them goes, "You've got a nail sticking out of your head. You want to get that out?" It's like, no, you're not listening.
Yeah, that's
You're not listening to me, Jen. You're not listening to
yeah,
me.
that's the that's the one where she's like, I don't want you to solve my problem. Is that the one where she's like, I don't want you to solve my problems. I just want you to listen. And
exactly.
he's like,
just listen to me, just for once. Yeah. Communication breakdown. And I do think it is slightly an autistic communication style to be a bit more, you've got a nail in your face.
Yeah, we are logical and we want to problem solve a lot of the time. And honestly, it is kind of more in the neurotypical world. It is more common for women to want to, just be listened to and heard. And again, I'm not gender stereotyping either, but it is more common for women to say, I don't want a solution. I just want you to listen. But then in the autism community, I think we're all more like the guy side of that, where we're like, well, listen, what you need to do is, but I think most of us have learned by now to try to listen.
So do you think that autism is a sort of an extreme male brain, would you say, Jen?
Oh, Lord. Who's
Not my words. Not my words.
Extreme male brain theory. What is
Simon
his name?
Baron-Cohen, professor.
What? Yes, Simon Baron-Cohen.
I don't think he means anything bad by it. But,
I don't either.
But it's like, I read the study again recently, his Systematizing, Empathizing one. This is beginning to sound a bit nerdy, but I don't mean it that way, unless anyone wants to be nerdy. And it's like the idea that men are more, this is binary, by the way, so like men are more systematizers and less empathizers. And then women, females, again, binary, is the more empathizing and less systematizing. But then part of that study, part of the issue with it, and it probably needs to be redone really, is that it doesn't account for the fact that the systematizing that they're looking at is effectively people that are software engineers and male, and going, oh, that's the kind of thing. But women can systematize in other ways. It doesn't necessarily mean, like a lot of traditionally female hobbies are not really seen as systematizing. Organizing a yarn collection wouldn't count, I don't think. But
Leslie, I see
saying.
you. She said, don't tell Jen I'm back in Autistic Cat World.
Oh, hey,
I see you, Leslie.
Welcome back to Autistic Cat World, Leslie.
Next thing I know, Sean's going to be in my chat and Amanda's going to come back here.
Yeah, we're going to cause a relationship breakdown.
These are tough times. We're going to have to learn to listen to each other. I don't want a solution.
Exactly.
I just want you to listen.
We're just...
Sean told on Leslie anyways.
That's because we have a spy in each town.
Leslie, you're on timeout. Yes. Oh, some people are in both. How are we managing this? Toffel, how are you in both?
Taking audio from
you just have
Toffel. Oh, I see Toffel. When Baron Cohen affirms your gender identity, or yeah, fair enough. Trans and gender non-binary people, essentially, insert sarcasm here, only really exist in the literature from like the last 4 or 5 years, which must feel really shit, because even when I look at stuff about autistic people, it's all really bad. A lot of the time it's so pathologizing, but unnecessarily so. Yeah, it's just like some things just don't need to be pathologized.
Mm-hmm.
Like, routines have function. Like,
yeah,
don't get weird about it.
That's a tough one. We've really got a long way to go with that. We're still, because it's not a pathology. There's nothing wrong with me. If I had cancer, there would be something wrong with me. But just having a different style of thinking, that's not something that needs to be pathologized.
Yeah, totally.
And I don't have an extreme male brain. It's just like medium male brain, just not too extreme, just medium.
Yeah, a good example. I'll tell you a quick story. So today Nina and I went to lunch with my parents, and we booked a new restaurant that had recently opened in town. Saber, seriously, this is what he does during my videos. This is all the time. And I have to...
For anybody that doesn't have kids, this is what it looks
Yeah,
like.
I'm so
Or am
glad.
I
I'm so
pointing
glad
in the
mine's
right
grown up.
direction?
But yeah, and they had, we mentioned that my mum needs a wheelchair access, so just, and they were like, yeah, it's fine. And they had like 5 doors to get to the bathrooms and like steps in between them as well. So it was like, it was a bit of a ball ache trying to sort of maneuver. And, my mum is disabled, yes, and she is objectively disabled. And I like to think about like the zombie apocalypse kind of test and go, okay, well, if people weren't a thing and you didn't have to, no capitalism, no one had to work for money, whatever, would you still be disabled, even if you had all the accommodations? And the answer for my mum would be yes. But the disabling factor is there's no fucking ramp. Massively disabling. Probably something like 80-90% of the issue is just a lack of accommodation. And that is, I think, mirrors my experience with autism too.
Yeah, I get that to a degree, but if you're physically disabled, we were in, back to the dark ages, whatever. If we're like even caveman days, if you're like hunting, you would still be relying on others. You would still be disabled in a sense. You wouldn't be able to go out hunting. But then again, I guess you could say that about any, person as they age or whatever. But there are certainly, a lot of disabling, like, diseases and stuff like that. But thinking in a different style, we're, like I've said before, we're very necessary. We've come up with a lot of inventions and, seen things through a different lens in a way that just can't be taught. It can't be taught if you're, you know what I mean? It's got to come from how your brain is wired.
I agree with you 100%. Jansen just said we need neurotypicals to fight saber-toothed tigers, or we do the long-term planning and leadership stuff. But it's funny you say that, Jansen. I've got some studies to send you, and they are kind of like just long reports, really, just ideas on that. Actually, this is not how I would see it either, but it's actually the sort of neurodivergent or autistic mind that's better for hunting. I don't know. Like, it's an interesting argument. I'll send them to you. You'll have to remind me because I'm going to forget like immediately. So like, if you bug me later, I'll send it to you then. Autistic Tech says, I have 3 screens. Can we get another autistic YouTuber on chat? And Sean says, Mike, TJ is cheating on you. He's in Jen's room now with the cookies. He's taken the cookies.
Yes.
Jen's like, yes. Like, what's it, the upside down? Is it Stranger Things? Jen's like the other universe.
Yes.
Like a female me, but like in a dark land.
Why am I the upside down? How do we know you're not the upside down?
I could be the clone.
Yeah. Who's the upside down in this scenario, guys? Inquiring minds want to know.
What's your safe show? Mine's the first. Quinn needs to come, or Meg. Yeah, 100%. Both may or may not have invites. I wouldn't announce it anyway if it were me. Right, Jen, I love, Jen did a lovely stream last night. Well, my time last night. Daytime for Jen. And Jen's like, yeah, I'm kind of done. I think you were talking to Ryan at the time, and you're like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I'll see you in 2024. And I'm like, no, you're coming on my channel tomorrow.
I didn't mention anything about coming on this stream in mine just because I didn't know if you wanted it to be a surprise or, what you had planned for that. But it's funny because last night when I was doing my stream, I listened, I was thinking about those cards because you know how we like to perseverate. Basically last night, for those of you who weren't there, I literally played a game with everybody. And so I was reading out cards, and then we were trying to figure out like how you would rank these catastrophes from like least threatening to most threatening. And of course, after I got off this stream, because our brains are always, just perseverating, I was like, oh no, I'm rethinking all the scenarios. And I'm like, no, I would have said this differently. That seemed more threatening. Actually, if you add this factor into
dogs
it,
are no longer our best friends, but our worst enemy.
Yes.
Or a group of disappointed dads. It's quite funny.
It was good times.
There's TOEFL. I think Dana might be live now. Is Dana live? Dana needs to come on. Come and join. Give Dana a prod and say, ping me, and I'll send her an invite. We can say hello. It'll be Christmasy.
Wolf wants to know if either of us know any foreign languages. I am fluent in Pig Latin. So what about you, Mike?
That was incredible. Basically, what you just said to me is that you can cast spells in Hogwarts. No, I can just get by in different languages. I know swear words from Malaysia, and that's basically it. And mein Deutsch, ich nicht so good. I was born in Germany, but here's the strange experience. You're born in Germany, right? And everyone you speak to, like the shopkeepers and everything, they all switch to English straight away. And there's this little fight of who's going to speak whose language. And they always win, and they always speak English perfectly. Just with a slight, we want to see your documents, kind of like a accent. But it's amazing. Everyone can speak English in Germany, nearly everyone. And then you never get a chance to practice.
So I had a kind of a funny story, and apologies if I shared this before, but my current husband, I've never had a past husband, so I don't know why I said current husband. My mind is going to. But
and where is he on the favour scale, Jen?
He's dead. No. Don't worry about it. Don't ask too many questions.
Someone said that to me at an animal shelter I worked at, and she said that it's her fifth husband or something. And I said, don't think bad of me, everyone, because you're not getting the full context. You are, actually. But I said, are they all under the patio? And she just laughed like Ursula the Sea Witch. And it's stuck with me. It stuck with me to this day. How do you outlive that many men?
With that crazy...
Sorry, carry on. Your current husband.
Yeah. Okay. So my current husband that I currently have, we'd been together for like 6 or 7 years by the point, I'm telling this story. And we were in a clothing store, and he ran into a friend that he worked with, a couple of years ago. And he just starts speaking fluent Spanish to the guy.
Where did that come from?
And I was like, you speak Spanish? Yeah. And he was like, oh, yeah, forgot to mention it. We've been together for like 6 years. And he just runs into somebody at this store and just starts speaking fluent Spanish to them. It's like, what other, do you got bank accounts? I don't know about what other hidden accounts you
offshore
got.
Bank accounts in foreign jurisdictions. Right. International man of mystery. That's amazing.
Shuffler says the husband of Christmas present.
Yeah, exactly. That's phenomenal. Sorry.
Oh, somebody's. I also spent a chunk of this morning looking up some Klingon vocab. Yeah, they actually have a full language for Klingon. It's great
to be able to say stuff that other people can't hear. Sometimes, like a superpower. It was another family meal out, and we were at a Chinese. Well, actually, it was a Chinese restaurant. It's probably a bad place to do it. And talking with my mum, who she had a brain aneurysm about sort of 15 years ago. But I started swearing in Malaysian, and she just sort of immediately came to life, and she's sort of like going, "No, Michael, stop it, you're so rude." I'm like, no one can hear us, no one understands. And my dad's like, "The waiter's Malaysian." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Ooh. Yeah, I've done that before. I think I was in an elevator one time, and I said some swear words in Spanish, and the dude next to me just burst out laughing, and I was like,
awful. That's really bad. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's my way of just like
Jen's faux pas in the elevator, or a really loud fart, because like it's worse, I think. Jen,
the fart would be way worse.
What you did was worse.
Yeah. No way. Not like even no. If it's loud,
I think that's what.
But it might not just be an auditory thing. I mean, that's assaulting a couple of senses.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, thank you.
Got a couple, yeah, minimum 2 senses. Minimum 2 senses.
Well, now we need to start playing Would You Rather. That'll be the next stream we do. We could play a fun game of Would You Rather.
Okay.
That would be fun in the
Right.
chat.
I can run a
Much
poll
simpler.
on this end. That's awful.
We'll need to plan this
we'll
again.
plan this again.
We'll
plan
Would
it in
You Rather.
advance. I'm really sorry. I will also suggest something as well. I'll tell you a bit about the inside of my head. It seems to work on some of my YouTube videos. Some of you seem to like it. I don't know why. But like I asked Jen if she wants to hop on the stream. I've done it before. I think I've given you like a couple of hours notice before, I think. But it was like yesterday. I'm like, hey Jen, do you want to join me? It'd be really cool. Yeah. I think that's the ADHD playing up there. I think that's the novelty seeking. I think. Got to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be.
You've got like, are you seriously having like 5 streams tomorrow?
3.
You've got like
quite
a few.
So I'm doing 3 streams tomorrow, sort of throughout the day, sort of spaced apart. Which hopefully should cover. I can't really say sort of morning, afternoon, evening, can I? Because it depends where you are. But there will be a stream. There will be a place if you guys want to hang out. If you come, that'd be great. If you don't, that's cool too. You'll be happy if you're not there. But there will be a minimum standard of entertainment available on the day. I guess is what I'm trying to say. There'll always be something for you. Or do something.
Doing the Lord's work, man.
When's Thomas getting on your chat? Elliot Cooney Fisher, not a name I know. It's a potential sub there. Nice to meet you, by the way, on Jen's channel. When's Thomas getting on? I should definitely do something with Thomas. Yeah. I went to the gym with Thomas, Jen. Like it was the day after we spoke in the park with Quinn. I was in the gym with Thomas, which is so not me. He's like, "You want to go to the gym?"
Not
and
me
I'm like,
either, man.
Not really. it's like. But I took my stuff with me, and he's like, "Do you want to? Are you sure?" Like, he's like, but I could tell he really wanted to go, so I'm like, "Come on, let's do it. Let's go." And he's like, "Oh no, we don't have to." I'm like, "No, go on, damn it, we're going to go."
Yeah, it's for the content, man. The things we do to entertain you guys. Going to gyms, getting out of our comfort zones, and we're autistic.
I forgot to bring a little discreet little camera. It's one I put on the pets' collars to get that kind of like first person footage of their paws going up and down and stuff. And I forgot to bring it. But yeah, we just did a full workout in the gym and I was dying afterwards. Like the day afterwards, I was just barely able to move. I'm not even kidding. I've never been in so much pain.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
So yeah, maybe Thomas.
I mean, you can't just go from 0 to 100 that quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
Corbin Dallas.
It's a hell of an advertising line. Minimum standard of entertainment. Set your expectations low, and you'll be happy. You'll be pleased. Like
exactly.
Like if we bake mince pies, they won't be the best mince pies you've ever seen. I guarantee they won't be the best mince pies you've ever seen.
I mean, I've never seen. I've never seen one.
I will make mince pies because I got the stuff today from the shops. They were heaving the shops today. Like everybody's just like got to be ready for Christmas, and it's like, why didn't you plan? Or maybe you did plan and you had executive functioning difficulties. I don't know, but everyone was here.
Did any of you guys go out to the shops for Christmas shopping? Because I did. I took my mother-in-law because, she's obviously a little bit more old-fashioned. And she was talking about how all of these online delivery services kind of take some of the joy out of shopping for people's Christmas presents. And I'm sitting there like, joy, what joy do you speak of? Being in these busy stores full of people and noise and bright lights and no thank you. But, I get what she was saying. But I did take her out and there were not a whole lot of people in the stores. And I was grateful for that. But I think just so many people are using Amazon and all these delivery services now that like it's so much
I
better
felt
that,
bad.
it's
I
not a
felt
bunch
bad
of
doing
people
Amazon.
in the shops.
Like we often hear like locally here, like on the news, like, oh, Amazon's really bad because they're like really bad for the economy and they treat the workers badly and this sort of stuff. Despite that, yes, we did all our Christmas shopping on Amazon. Because yeah, it's just like, okay, there it all is. It's just like delivered.
Miss Brifflechip said, my husband went to the store to pick a couple of things, and he said there was someone with their cart
Next person in
overflowing,
line
and the next
was
person in
buying a
line was
single
buying a single
tomato.
tomato.
Which will be literally dried or rotten by the time they complete. That's so. Did the person with the full cart not go, hey, do you want to like just buy your tomato? Oh, that's so funny.
See, I usually try to be the nice person and let those people go ahead of me if I ever see that happening.
You can do a couple of things here. You can like our local shops do like click and collect, so you can basically order online but just pick up in person, and you just sort of arrive and then take your stuff, or or just online delivery. Like just going to the shops is just like, it's just not fun at all.
I've learned the magic of like delivery and pickup, and it's funny because I resisted it for so long just because I thought that was a reflection of me being lazy if I wasn't physically going into the stores anymore. But ever since I started doing it, and I signed up for, to go and pick it up, and then they literally come and put it in your trunk, or you people call it a boot. I
Sometimes we
believe.
call it a trunk. Like some of
And I was
your
like,
language is permeating now, and like we have like little arguments about, no, it's not a trunk, it's a boot. Yeah, that sort of stuff happens here now. Like, first you come with McDonald's, and now you're changing all of our words. What's going on?
Well, I'm trying to be accommodating of you guys and your strange terminology, your incorrect terminology. Actually, to be fair, I think we have gotten it wrong because you guys were first and then we split from you. So if anything,
and now we
whatever
call
we're
ourselves
calling things is
autistics
probably
instead of
wrong.
autists. When did we start doing that? I'll tell you when. It's because no one Googles autists. They Google autistics. All right, I'm telling you that now. It's Google Trends.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had Quinn loves words and language.
Oh.
And
yes,
yeah, and
yes, he does, and I'm
I've had
here
some
for
good long conversations with him. It was lovely to meet up with him. I really want to do it again. Jen, you'd be very welcome, except it's very expensive for you. Very time consuming.
I don't think it would be. I've looked it up before. Okay, because my husband has, bless his heart, he is so supportive, but he's been talking about doing like an autism world tour,
physically?
like me going around.
Wow.
Yeah, and so thinking about like going
tax write-off.
These are just things. Yeah, these are things we talk about that are probably never going to happen.
I talked over you.
No, it's fine. But so I've looked up, California and Texas, and then like Australia, and then UK, and it's, shoot, there'd be like 3 people at least that I could meet up with in the UK. That I can think of, you and Quinn and Thomas. But when I looked it up, it wasn't that crazy expensive.
Nice. It costs me like $500, so about £400, $500 just to get to England. The boat here is so expensive. So that's why I saw Quinn and Thomas like together. Yeah. We should definitely do something. I think part of me kind of expected that there would be more. I don't want to say collaboration. That's really the wrong word. It sort of implies that people weren't collaborating. But like there'd be more stuff. Like even autism conferences. There's not much there. Like there's stuff for professionals, for psychologists and psychiatrists to kind of go and tick their points for CPD. Yes, they know girls can be autistic too, and they get a tick and they can carry on practicing. but then there's nothing really there for even autistic adults. I'm not suggesting starting one, but like,
Yeah.
what the heck? Why is there nothing? Like other sort of disabilities and other communities
Yeah.
do have their kind of get-togethers. Is it because we're antisocial? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to conclude. It's the antisocial nature. But no, I did go to, there was a small autism conference in New Mexico, which was driving distance for me. And Mom on the Spectrum was there. So I got to meet her in person. So she's the only one that I've met in person
Nice.
so far. And she was a speaker on the panel. And there were a few, several autistic people that came out. Alex in on YouTube was there, and it was really funny because I didn't tell anybody that I was going on purpose because I didn't want them to be overly disappointed when they met me in person. So I did not want
Yeah, that
to
wasn't what I was expecting.
hype anybody up
I
to
wasn't going
come.
to say that. Okay. All right.
I mean,
You're doing like I'm doing, set expectations low.
I'm a certain.
I
I'm
exist.
exactly, lower your expectation. I look one way on camera, but you meet me in person, and I am autistic, and it's awkward. So, but some subscribers were like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna be here, and I was like, oh my gosh. So like most people are like, can I take a picture with you? And I was sitting there like, oh, a subscriber, can I get a picture with you?
Oh, you
because I'm such a noob. I'm not very
you
popular.
made my head spin again, because from that event you met someone, I don't want to mention them unless they want to be mentioned, who had like when I started my Patreon, there was a special offer of some like pins and like pin badges. There's like a hydrate pin badge and a scratch and post pin badge, and you sent me pictures of some from this event that you were at that I didn't know you were going to. You were like,
yes,
look at this. And I'm like,
I forgot to
where
mention
the hell did you get
that
that from? You did a
I
Claire
met
thing to me with the Porch coffee mug, like Wendy's Porch coffee mug. You did that. And I'm like, what?
Yes.
Why are you messing
so
with
I
my
also
very
got
limited
to
capability
meet,
to figure things out, Jen? Why?
I also got to meet Sean and Amanda there, and they were a crap ton of fun. But that's who it came from, is Amanda. And so she was showing me, and I was like, ooh, snap.
That was really cool. That was really cool to see. And it's just so nice to just sort of, I don't know, real people. And Quinn was waiting for me in a hotel lobby, and it was quiet. There was really no one there. In fact, I didn't see a single soul. And I walked the whole thing and then back again. And I messaged him, and I'm like, I think you might be in the wrong like hotel or the wrong building. And like I turned around and he was there, like in person. But he doesn't. But it's not like a real Quinn. It's like Thomas, for example. Thomas is like 10 foot tall and walks like a bloody gazelle, like, and just keeping up with him. You know what I mean? Like we walked for like 5 miles or something, and I'm not joking. And it's like, and it's the first thing Thomas said to me. The very first words out of his mouth were, "Oh, you're taller than I thought." And I'm like, "Yeah, you too. What's going on?" Oh, that's right. You can't see our legs.
Yes.
Jen.
Yes. There's
Jen,
that.
Claire, Thomas, Chris, me. You just don't see legs. So you don't know how tall people are.
Elliot says, Jen, by the way, we, meaning my mom and I, have this live on our TV. Like, we love the squad for real. I love the squad too.
Nice. Hello, Elliot. And Mom.
Toffel said, you have legs?
Toffel,
Question mark.
Legs. Yes, all 3 of them. Jansen says, good news. I heard Autism Speaks Canada is closed down too. Yes. Although it's true, Autism Speaks Canada is winding up, but they've also passed some legislation in the US. And I did read the bill, which has got this weird name, which I've forgotten, but it's a really strange name. And most of it is just bringing stuff up to date that has been previously passed in the US. But I'm always a bit kind of like suspicious, if that makes sense. I'm not very trusting of Autism Speaks.
Yeah. Well, I wonder why.
I wonder why.
Because we've been burned in the past. It's kind of like the past tends to dictate
It's just like
the future,
everything.
past
It's just like
actions.
everything. Like in my last video, and I'm just like Googling, like, what's the ratio of autistic boys to girls? Let's just keep it binary, keep it simple for Google. I just Google it, boys, girls, autism ratio.
Yeah.
First thing comes up, Autism Speaks, 4:1. You're a bit out of date, guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, a lot of stuff on the AS. They're not a great source, but they are used as a source for so many people, so many organizations. We use them as a source. We don't really see too much of that sort of in the British Isles, Jen. You're pleased to know. But online, obviously, it does affect. There's no border. If they post up some crap on their website, it's in the UK as well.
When we found out my son was autistic, I believe before I saw the light to realize why I was so strange. One of the very first things we did, like my husband did, he went out and bought an Xbox controller with the puzzle pieces all over it. Because when you don't know, you don't know. They're seen as a very credible source, and until you get into this community and you begin to learn some of the awful things that they do and say, you think they're a cause for good. That's what we thought, and then I was like, oh, after I learned more about them, I was like, we need to burn this controller.
Have you still got it?
Maybe I should do that on a live stream. I need some
raffle it or something. I have been talking about 24-hour streaming for a while. I was going to do something for charity, and then just for shits and giggles also. I don't know. I've got like a little accumulation of things I've used on videos, like little props and things. Like they could all be like auctioned off for some good cause, maybe.
Amanda said she's heading out. I just wanted to say goodbye, Amanda.
I didn't see that because Amanda's not in this chat in front of me right here. She's in the chat here, right here. See you, Amanda. I thought you said you were going to Turkey. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry. It's really tiny. Like the font size is like really small. Lovely Rainflower Farm. I hope you get your heating back. Heating is very important. Get a big blanket. Elliot, Mum says hi, Mike. Hey. That's really fun. Like no. Like from me, zoop to you, down across on someone's TV, to their mom, and then all the way back. That's amazing. Isn't that amazing? That like Exit 101 cat ears. No, I had no idea what you're talking about there. Autism Speaks always makes me feel uncomfortable. The whole autism mom thing. Yeah, there is that. I'm confused by the autism mom thing because I'm not sure where the autism dads are. There doesn't seem to be an autism dad culture. It's not like puzzle piece flavored barbecues or something. I don't know. Like puzzle piece bowling ball merch or whatever. I'm being very, very stereotypical, but I mean the barbecue's like legit. Like where's my puzzle piece barbecue, guys? Where's my puzzle piece fundraiser? And the sad thing is for me is I think puzzles are okay. They're not for me, but I know some people that like them, and then I'm dissing puzzle pieces now.
I'll tell you, I had shared in one Facebook group that I was in that I didn't mind. I understood why the puzzle piece was bad as it relates to Autism Speaks and the notion that we are puzzling and we're not complete. However, to me, in the beginning, I kind of wanted to personally embrace or at least be somewhat understanding of the puzzle piece for a different reason, because to me, it was the missing piece that came in to make a complete picture, because I had these scattered puzzle pieces all over my life of all of these different quirks and mannerisms and ways that I thought that, all these sensitivities and ADHD and autism and everything. And so it's like, then once I was diagnosed with both, it all came together to
the
make
whole
a
metaphor
picture.
is being used now.
I tried to Yeah.
You know,
Right. Well,
I know
but
what you mean.
they were like, no mention of puzzle pieces in this group. And I was like, oh, okay, my bad. Not even if it's in an entirely different context. Like that was the story that I shared. And some of these Facebook groups, man, I don't even talk in them anymore because
Oh,
they're
really?
just, they're not friendly.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I mean, my parting notes, my psychologist, doing the sort of goodbye thing was very much like, avoid avoid social media stuff, like avoid if you see something about autistic parenting groups, maybe you might not feel comfortable. Okay. She should have said, check out YouTube. YouTube's
Yeah.
awesome. You should have gone like, go to YouTube. YouTube's like
Yeah.
YouTube's on point. Like, I think we've got such a cool, I don't know, like landing net's the right term, but like we've got such a good collection of like landing pads. I don't know, but like it's a good collection of stuff here for people that are questioning.
No, yeah, it's an entirely different culture on YouTube. Miss Pat says, "Oh, I got called ableist so many times. Very not helpful when trying to learn." And that's exactly right. And I do feel like there is a very different culture on platforms, like X, Facebook, uh, threads, whatever else, where people just want to like argue and fight. And I don't see that as much in the YouTube community. And I wonder why that is. But it's not helpful when people are just being so mean when you're just, we already feel rejected enough out there. Like I don't need it when I'm trying to find meaning and
I agree
belonging in
with
these
you.
groups too. So that was
I
that was
agree with
tough.
you. I really agree with you. I found sort of TikTok, and to a lesser extent, because it's the same short form video. Because if you've created a short form video, you can post it wherever, like anywhere. Like you can, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't seem to find it so much on YouTube. Maybe it's just the algorithm for me. But going on to TikTok, if you search, or when I search for the word autism, the first response, like suggested response, is autism meltdown. It's like, and then autism children, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I clicked autism meltdown. I'm curious. A content creator. It's called research. I'm just going to click it. And then there's like tons of stuff on there of kids. Like you can see, I mean, I thought it was kind of made up. Like, so maybe some parent posted some video of their children having a very bad day. And no, it's a real thing. And there's an entire community over there, which feels quite large. And it's definitely larger than our communities here on YouTube. Of parents kind of like going, I see you're having a really hard time. But rather than kind of like turn the camera on themselves and then talk about how they feel parenting an autistic child, they're kind of like filming the autistic child and going, look at what I have to deal with. And I find that really hard to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because I sort of see maybe myself in some of those kids sometimes, maybe. Like, look, that looks like a little me or whatever. But yeah, some of it's quite hard to watch, for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I wouldn't spend too long on there. I'm not sort of recommending it to people, but when you're looking for content, I'm trying to make YouTube videos, and you kind of have a little look, and it's like, whoa, that's a hot mess. It's literally like a hot garbage bin. Have a little look around there. Go,
Yeah.
close that up.
It's tough because I think that there can be some value in understanding how it can present in children, and one of the only ways you can do that is by seeing it in real life, or a more impactful way. I shouldn't say the only way. However, these kids don't get to consent, and they are going to grow up to be adults someday, and that content is out on the internet for forever. And so that's why, I don't film my son stimming. I don't film him in his meltdowns to go onto YouTube, although there could be some educational value in that. It's my son's life that we're talking about, and he doesn't
I think it's a
need
case
that.
of like, your son's best interests you'd first. Any sort of educational content. I think there's enough of it out there already that we can have a pretty good idea about what it's about what things like meltdowns are like, or certain autistic presentations. And I'm not necessarily against, as it were, filming the kids as a parent. You might be like, hey, keep it private, maybe show it to another parent in one of your support groups or something. You know, it could possibly make sense there. But like you say, when it's out there and it's had, you know, some of these things have got millions of views, you know, it's like, what the heck? What on earth?
Yeah.
Like, what order of magnitude more views?
Jeffrey!
What?
Jeffrey always pops
Jeffrey.
into the chat and says hello from Queens, New York City.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I don't tend to see the content I was just describing. I don't tend to see on YouTube. Not saying that there aren't bad things on YouTube, but that's not the focus, I think. Even though there are families with autistic children that do post on YouTube, it's not the same sort of thing.
Yeah. There are definitely some out there, though. The Autism Family, I think, is an entire YouTube channel that constantly films their children. And I'm not going to say one way or another, but I did share some clips of autistic children stimming in one of my more recent videos, but I made sure to blur out their faces because you can still see the, you know, stereotypies and stuff like that. But, you know, I just don't think they need to be out there.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I've done my fair share of blurring as well.
Yeah.
I'm reading both chats.
Adrian says, Merry holidays, one and all, from Norway. So it is Christmas in Norway.
Lille in Norway. This is. Oh no, it's not. Lille was yesterday. Little Christmas Eve. This is Christmas. Yeah. No, is it? Yeah, it is. It's 24th. Sorry.
Yeah.
You get that feeling where every day just rolls into the next one, and you're like, "What day is it today?" Oh yeah, it is Christmas today. Jen was right. I should just shut up. Jen, the floor is yours.
So, I mean, a clock is right twice a day, and a non-working clock is right twice a day, you know, so that's what happens to me once in a while. I am correct occasionally.
Yeah, I feel like I'm right slightly more than twice a day, but I'm like, okay, this is recorded on YouTube, so let me try and be more correct than I normally would be. I feel like that.
Yeah, and that's tough because, like, when I do my live streams, there are some times where I will talk about things and then I'll go back and research it later and I'm like, dang it, you know. So it's easier when you're doing the long form content that you can like research and script. But when you're going live and you're sharing things, sometimes you get it wrong.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And sometimes I get a feeling like I don't think I explained that well enough, or okay, that's not quite, I don't know, I don't quite like this. And then I just delete a chunk from my video. And so, for example, in my last video, there was about 10 minutes on some papers looking at the intersection of trans community and autism and autistic traits. And I'm like, I'm so like mouthy with my words and I'm not really making my points very well. And I just deleted the whole thing out. And then people notice, like, okay, the flow's gone. Like, what? Okay, you can see the cut. And it's like, okay, but I can do that and I can't do it live. So lives for me I'm thinking about my words more than I normally am. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, and you know, newsflash to everybody: we are not perfect. So there's that. If you didn't know, now you know.
Speak for yourself, Jen. I'm just trying to show. I'm just trying to explain
sorry,
how perfection works.
I'm sorry.
Yeah? I appreciate you're on your channel at the minute, but like we have an unexpected multi-stream going on right now. You're also on Twitch, and
who's on
right
Twitch?
Now, who's on Twitch? Say hi in the chat. When a Twitch person says hi in the chat, it says restream bot and then their message afterwards. There's usually people on Twitch.
Hi Twitch people.
The land of the video games.
I don't even have a Twitch account. I don't know. That's where all the gamers
yeah,
go, right?
though there's a big section in there now just for people that do live streaming. There's one, it's called Just Chatting or something. It's their biggest category. So Twitch has kind of changed a bit. Although I, like you, I don't really use Twitch. Although I'm streaming that right now. Hello, Twitch. Like,
TJ says, I'm not on Twitch, but I am twitchy.
Depends on the copy, right?
Me too.
I have sympathy for my parents who had to raise me in the early 80s when barely any info was available. Yeah, totally. I asked my dad, hey, what's the deal? Like, you're like reporting tons of traits now on this form that the psychologists give you to fill in. Why did you not say anything to me? Like, and he's like, oh, because it just wasn't done back then. Like, you just didn't, almost like your image almost, or you just didn't. Having said that, I spent the entire time at dinner today trying to get him to talk quietly because he was like yelling the entire time. So, yeah. Thanks, Dad. Thanks for the autism.
Yep. Same. And, my dad passed away a couple of years ago, but I was lucky enough to get my diagnosis before he passed away. And I kind of tried to talk to him about it a little bit. Well, yeah, and then, obviously, like, my husband and I were watching him, and like he would not make eye contact with us while he was talking, and we'd like nudge each other, like what he's doing, no eye contact thing, whatever, and giggle about it. Because these are things that I knew he, sucked at making eye contact. He would hide away in corners whenever we did family functions. He would repeat himself over and over. He had this strange way of thinking and talking. He didn't have very many friends, and noises and smells bothered him. And, again, just like growing up, I thought that like he was just mean and angry and cranky, because I didn't understand that he had autism until I got my, official card.
That's the funniest thing you say that. And the first thing I said to my dad afterwards was, oh, I've been formally identified as autistic and I've been officially diagnosed. He was in a hospital bed at the time for COPD. And he says, oh, that probably means I am too then. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. But the thing is, I just kind of assumed you, like, it's weird because you kind of just think, especially for men as well, especially older men, you just sort of think, oh, that's just the way they are, right? That's just, or you might think, hey, that's a family trait. And I asked my psychologist not that long ago, give me the top 2 reasons why people come to the clinic. And it's adults, often usually the mothers of autistic children that have, just been recently assessed, that go, that could be me as well. Or it's a misdiagnosis of BPD. Those 2 reasons. It's two of the top reasons by miles. Those seem to be the 2 big reasons in the British Isles anyway.
Well, and I tried to talk to my dad about it a little bit, I didn't throw him directly into the deep end. I tried to warm up to it and kind of talked about, my son was diagnosed. And he was like, yeah. And I said, would you believe me if I told you that I was recently diagnosed? And he was like, really? And I said, yeah. I said, where do you think I got it from, Dad? And he was like, your mother? Like, he was just like,
I've heard you explain that one before. I knew where that was coming. That was funny. Yeah.
And I seriously, I had to explain to him, like, Dad, I know that when you were growing up that it was thought that it was like intellectual disability,
yes.
and it's not that. And I kind of tried to explain it, and he just looked at me. He was not having it. So unfortunately, I don't think he ever fully grasped the fact that he was the one that I inherited my lovely autism from. And that is
okay. And that is also the main modal sort of thing. Just because somebody doesn't sort of come to terms with it or realize it or fully understand it doesn't mean it's not there. It doesn't require a clinician to kind of give it to you. You don't get your autism injection. And actually, I shouldn't be saying this on YouTube, should I? They're going to demonetize.
Oh, gosh, speaking of. Yeah, we won't talk about that, but let's just say I went off on a Facebook post recently that had something about they had a map, and they were like, these are the autism hotspots, and it had the map like lit up in
Go on.
red,
Where's
you
the
know, here
autism
in the
hotspot? Say in the
US.
US, right? Where would it be?
Oh, let me see if I can find the picture. But anyway, it was related to
Oh, I need to know.
smack
What?
scenes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Whatever we
Yeah.
can't say here on YouTube to
Ah,
get in trouble or to get demonetized. And you know, but so of course these, you know, people take this map and run with it, and they're like, oh, you know, causation
mhm.
equals correlation. It's, you know, all these places where they're getting more of these jabs. And it's like, actually what that map was trying to show was that these are areas where people are diagnosed
Yeah.
more due to economic
Yeah.
capability and not living in a rural area. Like, do you have any idea how expensive these are and how few
Yeah.
people diagnose adults? And it's just like, you know, just misinterpreting data to the nth degree. It's pretty
Oh,
awful.
I see what you're saying. So we're talking about sort of urban areas,
Yeah.
cities and things as hotspots for the autism. Yeah.
Yes, like it's a
Yeah,
contagious
I got you.
disease. It was rather hilarious. It was like I was looking at a map for
Yeah,
polio
I'm
or
with you. I'm
something.
with you. I'm with you.
Um, oh,
Um, and
okay, so it's like something like
oh, okay, I see it.
this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it would look like. So, so the old sort of middle and south of
So
yeah, you're
beware.
not going to get it there. Yeah.
If you're in any of those areas, you might
Yeah,
catch
yeah.
tism.
Basically, if you don't want autism, you need to go and live near the near the Amish, you know,
Yeah,
because they have no autistics,
yeah, you
right?
gotta stay out of these. Correct. Yes, there's no autism in the Amish
No,
communities, right?
not at all.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like that person that says, yeah, there was no autism, you know, 50 years ago. So that neighbor who wrote a 100-page letter to the city council about how the lights are too bright on his street and has a 100, you know, train collection in his basement. He was just a normal guy.
I'm laughing because you're just making me think, you know, ev especially late identified, you've got a bit of life history, a little bit of, you know, living as an adult. You constantly have these stories. I wrote a 30-page letter-ish to the local council about a new build. There was a new multi-story car park that went up just behind our garden in England. And I calculated where they would need to put blinds on the lights to kind of just block it out slightly. The only time in my life I've ever had to use trigonometry. Yeah, it is quite autistic. I'll give you that.
Yes,
It's quite
that's incredible.
autistic.
It's kind of like, again, it's like looking back, you know, and you're like, here's
The
your
looking back
sign,
thing is
you
definitely
know.
something. And, you know, I especially like, did you not find it slightly crippling to start with? Because almost like grief, when you're hitting with lots and lots of waves of emotion, but you're constantly getting these, you're rethinking your entire life. And then like later on, it's like every now and again you go, oh, yeah, about that. That's not
Mm-hmm.
very sort of typical, is it?
100%.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
for me, since starting my YouTube channel and talking to people like you, Jen, and then you'll give a story like that, and then eventually you'll think, oh yeah, that's a clue. That should have gone in
Yeah.
the file. That should have gone in the binder.
It Yeah, and the
Yeah, that's a binder
binder.
story that I didn't remember for
Do you
like
know
20 years. That was a 18-year ago thing.
right, like how many people like walk into their psychologist's office with a binder after they begin suspecting, and it's like, all right, you know what? We don't even need to do this evaluation.
Yeah,
Here's your
you did a
diagnosis.
binder. That needs to be in the DSM-6 when it drops. The text revision, did
I
they do a
I did
binder?
not I didn't do a binder, but I had notes in my phone, and I totally expected to walk in there and just be able to like state my
Yeah,
case to the judge about why I was autistic,
that's
you know.
exactly how it felt.
But it didn't work out that way. She did, yeah. They did a whole lot of testing first, which is great because I do think that you have to have something unified to so that it's not just solely up to psychologist interpretation and perception. There's got to be some kind of standardized tools there. And so I think it's best practice when they use both, when they're using the standardized tools and their own perception and, interview notes and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally. In fact, that sort of the standardized tools that are kind of built on top of the DSM. It's like the DSM, just picking on that one, there's an ICD as well, which is broadly similar. I'm slightly more flexible when there's no like levels of autism in the ICD, just for those who didn't know. The eye contact thing, like eye contact was the first thing my GP brought up. Like, you make eye contact. Like, my GP is also a neighbor. He lives very close to me. So I didn't feel uncomfortable enough to go, where the fuck is that in the diagnostic criteria? Like I felt empowered enough to be able to say, what are you talking about? Like, what? Show me.
Jansen said, if you want to avoid autism, just go to poor rural areas where education levels are low.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a challenge. I mean, I live on an island. There's 85 or so thousand people here. We're quite well represented around the world. Everyone seems to have heard of the Isle of Man. But there is no way to get a autism diagnosis on the NHS here. You'd have to travel, which just adds to that extra layer of complication, doesn't it? Because you could then say, the levels of autism are low here. And that's because, and this has been used in anti-vax propaganda, our autism levels are very, very low. And it's like, well, yeah, because there is no diagnostic pathway unless you have gone through CAMS, psychiatric services, against your will ones. If that is your pathway, then there may be an opportunity for an autism assessment, but even then, not guaranteed. You may even go through those and end up with BPD or something. And it's like, what? So yeah, it's an interesting rule.
Eric said, we're everywhere. We are. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's like if you were to do random sampling in those areas that are not the autism hotspots, you would find, the amount of autism still exists. Like, shocker.
Yeah.
If you were to just take a random sampling of the population, the 1 to 2% or whatever it is now, prevalence of autism diagnoses would exist in those populations if somebody went out there to look for it.
Yeah, they're totally right. And there are some really interesting studies where that has been done. There was one, it was a systematic review of nearly 14 million people. And this was done about 10 years ago. No, longer. Yeah, about 10 years ago, ish, give or take. Minus 10 years, 10 years ago, plus or minus 10 years. That'll put me in the right range for saying it out loud on YouTube. Because someone will figure it out. If I'm wrong by a month, someone points it out. And I love it. It's fine. But come on, guys. Give me a bit of a break. They were looking at, like I say, a huge range of people and applied the diagnostic criteria to these established records that they had and found that there was a huge number, we're talking hundreds of thousands of, as it were, confirmed undiagnosed adult women that would have had an autism diagnosis had they asked for one or had they pursued it. That was the study that put the rates at about 3 to 1. Though there are other ones that put it around 2 to 1 and so on and so forth, but whatever. But the thing is, it's like, yeah, look a little bit, go and look and you'll find it for sure. But there's hundreds of thousands of undiagnosed autistic people just wandering around. Just thinking
100%.
I'm a cranky bitch. They'll be thinking all sorts of horrible things about themselves. I'm lazy, I'm awful, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was exactly what I thought about myself, because I was so bothered by lights and sounds. And I really thought, why am I, a young 20-something-year-old getting so cranky about noises and lights? I really was like, why am I such a cranky
this
old
doesn't bother
person
you. Yeah.
when I'm only like 20 years old, and it didn't bother other people. So again, it's just one of those things that because you didn't know, you just thought you were a bad person. Like, why am I so cranky about all
Yeah,
this crap?
totally right. Yeah.
Why does this stuff
Our
make me
hospitals near
mad?
you just like massively lit with bright white lights? Because they are here. Like, they're just like a lot of British hospitals. They're just like, it's just like panels or tubes. They're the worst ones. But yeah, panels if you're lucky, which won't flicker, but they are just bright, obnoxious light. A bit like having a video light in your face constantly. And you think, when I worked in hospitals for a few years, it's like, how do you all deal with this? People are like, I don't. And, I'm getting mocked for bringing sunglasses in, which is fine if I wear sunglasses, but then people are taking the piss. So do I wear them or not? And it's like, does it really not bother you? No, it doesn't. I like it. It's like, what? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Really? Because, doing the British thing and you don't complain about things. You just sort of like live with it and bottle it up and get angrier and angrier. But it's like, okay, all right. Wow. Fine. But yeah. I got some prescription glasses in the end that were actually tinted. And that they cost like $200, $300 or something. Just as like a workaround. Oh no, I have to wear these because they're prescription. I can't see without them.
Are they the
no, they
lenses?
weren't. No, they were just literally just. They were like a brown. I've actually got them in a drawer upstairs still. Dylan broke them when he was little, but I couldn't let go of these glasses.
Orion popped in and asked if we're going through till 2025.
Hey, Orion. She surprised me as well when she said that because I literally just said, "Hey, do you want to like pop on a stream?" So yeah. What?
This is going to be a marathon through
until 2025.
2025.
Yeah, we got a little way to go.
Yeah, are we going through 2025? You know what? If we do that, then nobody in the chat can leave either. You're all going to be held hostage.
I thought British people were going to complain about. No. British people is kind of like, I mean, on telly for sure, but like there's this culture in Britain of like you just do not complain. You just kind of like bottle it up and kind of we do a lot of moaning and whinging. It's true, but like you just kind of you don't say anything. You just kind of like bottle it up. It's hard for me to explain. Brits in the chat, have you got my back on this one? We're not like French. So like British people will look at the French because they will like the government will say we're going to change the pension age, and then the whole of France will just riot and just it won't happen. The Brits will just put up with stuff and just grumble and like you can't be seen to be making a fuss. You got to be like.
Well, I think that's semi-true for Germany as well.
Yeah.
I met some people who were here from Germany on holiday, and I was asking them what their perception of the US was because I totally expected them to say, oh gosh, you guys are all like rude New Yorkers. Sorry, Jeffrey, you're nice, I'm sure, but the rest of the New Yorkers and New Jersey people, just like grumpy and angry, rude Americans. And he was like, oh, no, you guys are so much nicer than where I come from. And I was like, really? Yeah. So he thought Americans were a lot nicer.
Toffle's in the chat here saying, got your back. We just suffer. Jan said, yes, Brits are conditioned to be stiff upper lip about things. Helen, never complain unless it's for the kids. That's a good point. Yeah, it's true.
All right, entertain the people, Mike. Hey, give me 1 second.
No worries. Yeah, you do that. Thanks, Jen. I'm actually Irish, but I've lived in London for years. Yeah. We are just sort of like, you just sort of bottle it up. I don't know. I'd love to see stats on it, but a hot take from me would be, I think that might be why we see a lot, especially Brits, going into burnout, particularly, 40s, 50 years old. And it's like, you just can't take it anymore. It's just too much. And you just end up having this big, long, prolonged burnout. So it just seems to be almost an inevitable thing. I'm not sure worldwide what it's like. Probably not too different. But it almost seems just like to be this ordained thing. It's just part of your life, like a third puberty. You have the first one, and then you've got the second one where you kind of realize who you really are, and then there's sort of like this third one where you just sort of eventually just collapse under the pressure of everything you've been holding up. And that's kind of like what Brits. There we go. New Yorkers may not be this way, generally kind. Yeah, I mean, maybe you wear your heart on your sleeve a little bit more. But Brits are definitely kind of. He complains on my behalf. He's a good friend. Top. We all need someone that will do the sort of so-called Karen thing. You know, we all need someone that can do that for us. You know, every single person needs someone in the corner, a little chihuahua to fight your corner. I blame the Industrial Revolution and the factory work culture of the late 1800s. Maybe be. Hey, it could be. It could be. Maybe things just don't change. Maybe. Jen, that was the fastest break I've ever seen. Normally.
Well, I had to blow my nose and order some DoorDash since we're going to be here till 2025.
That's a lot of DoorDash. No, I'm so sorry. I didn't sort of suggest a time, whatever. So this is what I normally do. I normally do half-hour breaks. I haven't actually done a break yet. But normally, there's a half-hour break for 2 minutes, a time thing, and I found that works really, really well. Feel free to steal it. But like, it's quite nice to do.
Wow, that's a really good. Well, but I mean, we don't all do 20-hour live streams.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, mine usually only go for like 1 hour.
I mean, my live streams have been they're about 5-6 hours because I do some on YouTube and then I go do some on Discord. And the good thing about the Discord side of things is you can say things like smack scene. And you know, you can kind of like critique stuff from like it rhymes with Jubilee when they often do episodes talk about things. And you can, you know, and so it's quite nice to sometimes get off the platform. One of my live streams was axed by Jubilee, which was incredible because I've never seen that before. Obviously, takedowns and copyright claims things is one thing, but this is, they actually cancelled my stream midstream and everyone had a notification. Yeah, dead serious. Yeah, I spoke to Thomas about it. I'm like, hey, Thomas, like, because you do this sort of thing all the time. What the hell is this? And he's like, yeah, they do that. And it's like, but that's not legal. Like, I have literally gone through everything in fair use, and I know exactly what I'm going to talk about. We're just using like 4 minutes from this 1.5 hour thing. It was the Abby's mom video, and you know, we're talking about some specific elements in there. Like, would you date an autistic person? That's what the topic was. And blah, blah, blah. But yeah, they killed it. But then obviously, like, who's going to lawyer up over something like that? You're just not. But yeah, Jubilee, yeah, wow. So anyway.
Yeah, there are some that are worse than others about and it's like, why? You're just, you know, I mean, none of us are freaking Mr. Beast up in here. Like, we're just, you know, small YouTubers. Why are you going to go after these little guys? But some of them are worse about it than others.
Small channels. Yeah, small channels. I did a little video discussing, there was a contestant on Netflix's reality version of the Squid Game who was displaying some autistic traits. And in talking about that, Netflix claimed my video, which I appealed and they released it. But then after that happens, because it's been a couple of days, it then doesn't get any views. So it had like sort of, I think it might be sitting at like 300 views or something. But it just like, because it obviously it's been suppressed for a few days. It's kind of like, damn, I've put together this thing and it took me like ages, and yeah. So it's kind of, it's a bit.
Autistic says this stream has been super helpful. I now only have 15 minutes left in my workday.
It felt like 5 minutes, right?
Are you not?
I didn't realize you were working autistic tech. I'm going to assume you're working in tech of some sort. Autistic tech almost feels like those two words go together quite a bit. Autistic tech. Those are your name. Autistic tech.
Yeah. That could be a cool YouTube channel name. Get on it, Autistic Tech. You've got some new work.
Noise cancelling headphones, which everyone needs. A pair of decent noise cancelling headphones. They are literally life-changing. And because it's something that everyone uses, like it, you know, people walking around have got a pair of headphones on something. It's not unusual. For half of the meal today, I put my cancelling headphones in, and no one says anything. I'm not like opting out of the social thing, but I'm just sort of reducing the noise. It's quite noisy. You got like Mariah Carey bellowing through the speakers and like 100 people in a room. You know what I mean? It's something else.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because Orion was kind of talking about some of the frustrating parts of the holiday season, and one of them was Christmas carols. And I've been thinking about that a lot because there were so many people that were talking about in the comments section how they also hate Christmas carols.
What do you mean by Christmas carols? Are these ones where they knock on your door?
No, the Christmas
but they
songs,
ones where people come around to your door and knock on your door and sing them.
No, nobody does that anymore,
in England, not on the Isle of Man, thankfully. Not because of the carol, but because you have to stand there and wait for them to sing. And kids will go, "We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year." And give us £5. But that is like what kids do.
Wait,
yeah,
really?
kids knock on the door.
This is still happening.
Yeah, kids knock
places?
on the door, and then they're like, "It's always we wish you a Merry Christmas," and they go, "We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year." And then they want like a couple of dollars or something. But yeah, I mean the choir thing. If that's what. Sorry, I interrupted you. I didn't see Ryan's video.
No, that was well, I mean, this is what happens when you've got two ADHDers trying to stream together.
Okay.
But I feel like out of all the tabs that we open up, we begin to work our way back to the original tab that we started from. But all I was gonna say was that I was trying to figure out, like, I can't stand Christmas songs when I hear them out in stores and restaurants and stuff like that, but I don't mind blasting it when I'm in my car. So I think it's like a control
100%.
element that I want to feel like I have control over, and also it's quieter in my car, and it's not the additional hubbub of voices and people, shoppers, and clanging of cutlery if you're in a restaurant. So but it is still specifically Christmas carols that will bother me when I'm out and about. Carols, not carolers.
Oh, okay. Well, only because you mentioned it, or I mentioned it. But yeah, like, because the noise of, well, we don't have Christmas carols playing. Like, our shops are all playing basically Mariah Carey. You know the one. And Wham. Sometimes they play like
we
Wham,
know the one.
Last Christmas, or Slade sometimes. But like, we only have like 4 Christmas songs, and they play on. I hated that when I worked retail. It was the same songs, actually. Ironically, I don't think Mariah Carey was in that route, but it was the same songs. Like, Christmas music hasn't moved on since the 90s. And but yeah, the carolers. Yeah, you just reminded me. Yeah, carolers. Oh goodness, I'm glad I haven't had any carolers on the Isle of Man. But like in England, yeah, knocking.
I'm just gonna point out that I haven't.
Sorry.
I haven't seen anybody back you up in the chat that they also get these Christmas carolers. So I think you're making this up, personally.
I do. This is a thing. This is definitely. I'm going to have to make a YouTube poll to kind of like validate myself here, Jen, because this is definitely a thing. Is your microphone a thing?
Orion told me I need to move my mic a little further away, like to the next room. Is it too loud for everybody? I think you're rocking the same one.
This thing attracts.
Is my sound loud for everybody?
Here. It attracts cat fur. It's basically one of the only things it does. But it's guaranteed to basically look like a cat if I don't. And TJ says, "Bring us some figgy pudding or the hostages get it." Helen, back me up. Do you get people knocking on your door? It's like Halloween, but worse, because Halloween, it's like kids and they want candy and stuff. But the carolers are like, and sometimes you get the Salvation Army and somebody's got a trumpet or something, but it's. Minkwells, we used to go caroling when we were kids, teenagers, but we were good singers and sang the whole way. That's amazing. Because I'm like, next verse. Come on.
All right.
Wendy, we take the silver band playing around carols too. That's actually amazing. Yeah, at your door. Layla P. I'm surprised no one's vibing with this. We had carols about 30 years ago. Yeah, I'm just talking about like near London. It's like nothing special, just just on an estate. Like people knock on the doors and.
Yeah, no, that's not a thing we do here. We have what we call an ironic sense of detachment here in America. So there's a chance you might get shot if you just randomly knock on somebody's door and try to sing songs at them.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Well, we don't have that here. The worst somebody's going to do is look at you disapprovingly and tut.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do caroling in the streets where we wander around singing. Yeah, there's the high street, you know what I mean? Like the streets and things, like outside the shops, there's often like a town band or whatever, but they're usually really good. I would much rather have like carolers doing their thing like in retail areas. I think that's quite nice, like busking and stuff. But yeah, I hate the pre-recorded CD stuff that shops play so loud. Something like interesting. It's an interesting bit of psychology here, but like if you go into a McDonald's after about 9 or 10 p.m. at night, the music that they play from their sort of pre-recorded list changes to classical, and McDonald's turns into like this weird kind of classical vibe where they sort of sometimes they turn the lights down or whatever, but they sort of put the classical music, and that's to get kids and teenagers to leave, because obviously kids and teenagers hate classical music, right? But I think it's a vibe.
That's really interesting.
It's just psychology
matters.
Yeah, it's like
retail psychology.
Yeah, they need to play like Mr. Blobby or something. They need to play like something uncool. Yeah, maybe Christmas carols.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of classical music. I enjoy it personally.
TJ, carolers started to die out in the US in the late 80s. Oh wow, okay. In the UK, you'll also get people knocking on your door to hold up cards proclaiming their love for you. Ah, you've seen what's it called? That film with Hugh Grant. Oh, Notting Hill. That's absolutely crap, by the way. If you guys see like any movies set in England, like The Holiday or Notting Hill or whatever, or Bridget Jones, it's all crap, because England is not like that at all. Not even Notting Hill is like that. It's just a set. You'd be really disappointed if you came on holiday. Love Actually, yeah. It's all crap. It's not even how people talk in London.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen, like, I'm just terrible at watching movies and films. It's everybody's always quoting certain movies.
Oh,
and I'm
right,
like,
okay. Nina loves watching movies. Like I just like, I'm on IMDb, usually within about 2 minutes. And I'm like on IMDb and I'm like, okay, this movie's going to be shit. And this is what happens. And I just leave. And that happens every single time. I just have to have closure. I have to know if the movie's going to be good or not. Is it going to be worth the time?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just going to be shit? And I'm just going to go.
So you actually research it up?
No, I research it up within the first 2 minutes of it
watch
playing, because you put it on and I won't know what it is. And I'll be like, what's it called? And I'm not telling you. So I press the remote.
So that dictates whether you're going to hang out with her and actually watch it. Now, see, if you're like me, I'm playing on my phone and playing phone games while I'm watching it, because I can't just sit still and watch a movie. Who does that? Yeah. Who's able to do that? Exactly. I want to know. Who are you people?
One thing I can watch is like an 80s film. We watched Back to the Future again, the Back to the Future trilogy recently, and that was just amazing to watch again. And so well done, because like you can look at it and go, wow, all practical effects, no CGI. Well, a little bit of CGI, but not properly CGI. So yeah, it just looks really good, and you can kind of appreciate how much effort they put in. And if you watch like a Marvel film, it's like you just like did this all with AI. Like it just feels like it's just like I can't really get into it, because although we do have to watch the latest Deadpool. We haven't seen that yet. The one with a Chinese crested, because we have a Chinese crested. And
yes,
yeah, Chinese cresteds basically.
So I did.
Like,
yeah, so I didn't know that you guys had one of those. Oh yes, please do. Okay, so I'll talk about the movie while he's going to get this ugly dog, but don't talk about the dog being ugly when he brings it on stream. You'll hurt the dog's feelings. Oh, that's not ugly. That's cute. He's so cute.
Okay, so
I need.
Good job.
Come on.
I'm so sorry.
So I watched it. And it's very interesting, because they're always, breaking the fourth wall, which is Deadpool's MO. That's what he does. He's always looking at the camera and breaking the fourth wall. I like Marvel movies. Deadpool is a little bit, and I'm not a square, but it's a little bit just kind of like pointless, like, violence and gore, whatever, but I don't mind it. It's just that's his brand. That's the brand of, you know. But
Ryan Reynolds very
right.
much is the brand. Like there's something about him. I don't know if it's like the way he looks or something, but like, or his voice, but like he's quite distinctive. And but yeah, I want to see the latest one because of the dog. Basically, dog pool. I would love to get. I tried to get for a video. I tried to get an outfit for Karen for a dog pool, but they're so expensive. They're like $60-$70.
Oh,
and it's
that
like,
okay,
it will happen, but it will happen so late that people will just, the movie's no longer relevant. So.
Donald asked if that was the luck dragon from the Never Ending
basically,
Story.
Yeah. She's looking a bit unclipped at the minute, but she's got just goes everywhere. Yeah, Chinese cresteds. If you look up the ugliest dog of the year competition, which hasn't run for a while, but it used to be an annual thing, I think in the US. Chinese cresteds basically win most of them. Most years it's a Chinese crested. Like we're missing they've got really bad dentition and it makes them cute, right?
So. Yes. Ugly cute.
Oh.
We love them.
Okay, so people now unsubscribe. So put it on the camera.
Elbel, come here.
Yeah.
No, she's just like,
come on then.
Yeah. Nope, she's just doing that thing where she's
if I get a bag of treats and crinkle them, will that make her come to you? If I do this,
might no.
I'm sorry for leaving you like that. Nina's tidied up, so I've got this. If I do this, come on then.
Is that almost like the bell?
Come on then. No, I'm not going to ring the bell right now. Come on.
Don't do that. They'll step on the mic and end the stream.
They will basically fly. So the kittens can fly. Don't know how to explain it. They basically like teleport. So they basically like move about 3 feet in the air. And just knock everything over. It'll be bad. They end streams. Her mother has even started streams on her own.
Yeah. Oh my! Yes, I remember that. Actually,
they've cancelled several streams.
Remember that happening?
And like messed all kinds of stuff up. So.
Yeah, you mentioned that in your kind of like year in review video, right, which was pretty fun.
They ran a stream on their own, and surprisingly, people turned up to it.
Yeah.
And I come downstairs, and I'm like, I've got like an electric shaver, and I'm like doing this, and I'm just like reading my email, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm streaming. What's going on? Yeah, good job. I was wearing clothes, everybody.
Could you imagine? Holy crap. I mean, sure, you can take that down afterwards, but before that moment, it's happening. I checked my email.
And my email with people you'd find, because at the time I was only like relatively new to streaming, obviously, as you could tell. And I had people like finding my email. They'll go to my channel page and get my email. And then send me an email going, your stream's still running. And like people just trying to like find me through different, sources, find social media or send me a message. You don't see any of that stuff while you're asleep, do you? So I'm like, why didn't anyone say anything? It's like, oh, you did. Okay.
What would have been impressive would have been if your cats would have been messaging the people that were watching.
If the cats don't have some sort of feline mothership in space, and that's why they try to use the internet. I think, yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to contact their
They're trying to contact their mothership. Helen, Mike, GOP presents yet? I have not yet, no. Maybe I'm thinking in terms of like content, so maybe I'll open them up tomorrow on stream. Oh, happy
That'll
holidays,
be fun.
Buddy.
All right. I think I better go spend time with the fam and start baking
cookies.
Some
Cookies are amazing. Take care, Jen. Thank you very much for popping on at last minute. This is me playing on your ADHD again.
Yes, thank you everybody for joining both of our streams, even though some of you cheated on my stream to be here
the
and vice
same.
versa.
If you'd like to see the last part of the stream, you need to come over to my stream to see it. And I managed 2 hours without saying anything inappropriate or getting demonetized or anything. Well, you find out, Jen. We'll find out. Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll find out if that's, the Smaxinations, if that's what does it for us.
Aw.
Merry Christmas, you guys. I adore all of you. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Mike, for having me on. And now you're supposed to thank me for having me on my
of course.
channel as well.
I totally forgot. Jen, thank you so much for having me on your
Inadvertently.
channel. I'm still going to be on your channel in order. You probably want to, you definitely want to go onto your YouTube studio platform and click end stream on your side. It might end when you leave, but this is all, and change the description as well, because you're going to want to edit the description.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Good homework for you.
Oh, okay. Okay, I will look at that. So not the title, just the description.
You're going to want to do the description. You might want to do the title, and you might want to stop it. Yeah. Have a lovely Christmas, Jen.
All right. Well, this has been fun. We've learned that we can create autistic creator content inception.
Properly inception,
and I think that we should do this again sometime.
Super inception with the double chat thing going on. Jansen says the night is young, right?
All right. Bye, guys.
See you, Jen.
Merry Christmas.
Have a lovely Christmas. I'll catch up with you later. Bye. And there she's on. Like poof. She just arrived and then disappeared in just a poof. I might go unwrap some presents now because it's basically Christmas. I'm just checking Jen's channel to make sure that her stream has stopped. Oh, no, it hasn't. So I'm going to still be appropriate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a very short clip, which will give Jen some time to do a tiny bit of admin, and then I will be right back. I'll see you in a moment. I don't know, like 45 seconds or something.
Hi, baby.
45 seconds.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Don we now our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol. Fa la 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 la.
Hi, baby.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Don we now our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol. Fa la 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 la.
Hi, baby.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Don we now our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol. Fa la 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 la.
Can we just make sure that I'm not on Jen's channel? Because if I'm on Jen's channel, I feel like something bad will happen, and I don't want to get her in any trouble. Could somebody please confirm I'm not on Jen's channel? And then I'm going to open some presents. It's not the end, no. Well, usually it would be the end, and then we'll do members exclusive stream called the after party. So we're just going to continue. I'd like to know that I'm not on Jen's channel. I have to double check. I have to be careful now. All right, I'm still live on Jen's channel. Am I? Okay. I need to let Jen know that I'm still live on Jen's channel. Okay, in which case what we're going to do is we're just going to carry on, but I'm going to be as appropriate as I possibly can be. I will be good. I will behave. I will be appropriate. If you let me send Jen a message, just so she knows. There we go. Letting her know. I will maintain an air of respectful dignity to ensure. What? Okay. Good, because once your stream ends, got nothing to do until Tom streams it in about 6 hours or so. Oh, it's going to start at 3 a.m.? Oh, Jen's trying to be. That's fine, Harriet. What saves? Okay, there's still viewers on the channel. I'm still on Jen's channel, so I'll be very respectful to everyone on Jen's channel. You're all very, very lovely. I've let Jen know, and I'll keep it relatively short. I'll open a couple of presents. Saber, stop. Toffle, you have a tea fairy now. Your system HT. Oh, that's nice. All right, what I'm going to do this. Everybody behave. We're going to do that. So that. Okay, I'm about to end the stream. I hope yes, do it, Jen. That is correct. Yes, do that because I just want to ensure. Jansen, because it's actually Christmas. Nina, it's Norwegian. This is Christmas in Norway. Goodbye, everybody on Jen's channel. I'm just going to make sure that I'm not live on Jen's. Whenever you're ready, Jen. This is so funny. Okay, but it's fine. I can just behave myself and be fine. Right. Say about Hello Kittens. We have Dottie and Oscar. Do it. Shut down your live stream on your YouTube studio. Yeah, I'm live everywhere. I just want to make sure. No, I'm still here. I'm on Autistic AF. I just want to make sure